Okay, so we're on to activity 5 on our money management, task 1 of the personal finance course, and activity 5 is on appreciation and depreciation, something that we have seen already in our National 5 numeracy course. So we've talked a little bit about what these things mean. We've talked about things that appreciate in value, things that depreciate in value. So the price of some items may go up over time, that's called appreciation, while the price of other things unfortunately go down in time, that's depreciation. So we're given a couple of examples here in this table of things that sometimes rise in price and sometimes fall in price, and it's your job to come up with a few more examples to write down. So for you, you'll need to take the headings, please: appreciate in value, depreciate in value, and if you can write down these two examples in each section. So two examples of appreciate are some concert tickets just before the show and paintings by some famous artists, and two things that depreciate in value is computer hardware, tech, phones, that sort of thing, and a small family car. So I'm going to pause for a minute or so just now, and I want you to pause the video now and try and write down two more in each. Two more things that appreciate in value, two more things that depreciate in value. Okay, pause the video now and try and work those two out. Okay, so hopefully you managed to get a few ideas there. So we'll start with appreciating value. So concert tickets, painting by some famous artists. Things we've spoken about before and other examples are vintage cars. You know, James Bond's cars, or any kind of vintage cars that have maybe been used in a movie, that sort of thing. They will go up in value. Vintage cars. Other ideas, we've got gold. Price of gold actually goes up in value over time. Main thing that probably we'll all deal with is houses. We hope that they will go up in value, maybe not at first, but over time when we buy a house we would hope to sell it for more than we bought it. And yeah, paintings kind of covers rare antiques, paintings, jewellery, that sort of thing. Okay, those are things that go up in value, so not necessarily your everyday things at all. Much more everyday things go down in value. Computer hardware, so the device that you're using to look at this video is going to go down in value over time. You will not be able to get as much money for it if you sell it now as if you did when it was brand new. That's just the way it is. A small family car is the same. We've also spoken about things like clothes go down in value, although maybe we should have added into appreciation. Kind of some rare clothes, some rare items sometimes go up in value. Clothes tend to go in value. Most cars go down in value. A lot of tech goes down in value. Also appliances, you know, like fridges, toasters, all that sort of thing. They will tend to go down in value. So you may have some other ideas for yourself, the things that go up and down in value. So that's just a few ideas that I managed to come up with, but there are many more examples. Right, so what we're asked to do now is to select a popular model of small car, not a flashy expensive one that has been available for a few years. Now, because I've got one of these, I'm going to select very popular car, Volkswagen Golf. Can be inexpensive, but there's obviously a lot of kind of souped up models that you can use, GTI, that sort of thing, that cost a bit more. But we're going to just look up a standard Volkswagen Golf. So I want you to go to this website, and that is the website we're going to use for this is Auto Trader. Okay, so if you go to your search engine, type in Auto Trader, and I want you to look for a Volkswagen Golf, and I want you to look for a brand new Volkswagen Golf, get me the price of it, and I want you to get me a 3-year-old Volkswagen Golf. So that's going to be, 2017-18. So a 2020 plate for your brand new car and a 3-year-old one to compare the prices. So pause the video now, go to Auto Trader and get me those two prices. Right, so hopefully you managed to get on Auto Trader and managed to work it out. There's obviously a lot of cars on there, so it can be quite confusing to actually figure out what you're looking for. I went in and typed in Volkswagen Golf, and then I sorted by newest to get the new cars, and it's telling me that a brand new Volkswagen Golf, that's just the standard model, the brand new Volkswagen Golf is costing me £19,991. So that's brand new, not done any miles, just made. Okay, now a second-hand car, there is an option in Auto Trader down the left in some of the many filter sections to select the year, the minimum and the maximum year. So I selected minimum and maximum year to be between 2017 and 18, and it's telling me just looked at the standard, first kind of standard car I could find, and it's telling me that that is 11,991. Okay, so you've got your two prices there. You've got brand new, which is 19,991, and you've got second hand, 3 years old, so still not that old, and look how much it's gone down in price, 11,991. So that's a massive depreciation in value. And cars, the whole point of this was to make you aware that cars is one of the biggest, has one of the biggest depreciation values of anything that you're going to buy. Okay, so it maybe makes you think twice about whether it's worth it to buy a brand new car, or maybe a second-hand car is fine. 3 years old, it's still going to be in very, very good quality. Not done a huge amount of miles, but it's going to cost you a lot less. So that's something that you need to decide about yourself, depending on what you can afford. Now, question number 2 is another thing that we're all going to have in our lives, which is phones. So we're going to look at the brand spanking new iPhone 12 Pro, and I want you to tell me how much is a brand new iPhone 12 Pro, that's the latest model of iPhone that's out, and how much is a second hand iPhone 12 Pro. So you can go to, say, Carphone Warehouse to get me a price. Now, most of the time they'll come up per month, but I want you to try and find me the actual overall price if you just bought it straight out. And for second hand, I mean, a good second hand place to go for is Gumtree. So pause the video now, go to these two websites, get me the price of a brand new iPhone 12 Pro and a second hand iPhone 12 Pro. Okay, so hopefully you managed to get a price for each one. I went on to Carphone Warehouse or the Apple. You could go in the Apple shop as well if you couldn't get a full price. The Apple shop store gives you the full price, and it's telling me that it's £999 for a brand new iPhone 12 Pro if you want to buy it outright. Obviously there's different deals you can get, monthly contracts, offers, but that's how much it costs if I want to buy it in cash. And on Gumtree, I found somebody selling one in England, Northamptonshire. Somebody was selling a brand new one for £720. I mean, he claims that he's just taken it out of the box, not even used it, and just didn't like the look of it. And look at the difference in price. So you'll often hear people use that phrase, you know, as soon as it's taken out of the box, it goes down in value. And that's certainly the case for things like phones, and it's, you know, certainly the case for cars. As soon as you drive them out the garage, they go down in value by a lot. So these two things, you know, a phone and a car, are pretty crucial things to life, pretty standard things. But this exercise, this activity was just to give you an idea of, you know, do you need to have an absolutely brand new thing, or is it going to be more efficient, more cost effective to maybe go for a second hand model?